The Virginia gun rally. Wow, this could be a bit of a tense moment because of the participants that are going to be there. We'll get to them in a second. One thing that is going on is the Virginia State Police are kind of doing a door-to-door house visit sort of thing, talking to people of interest. I do have this video here queued up. Let me make sure I've got my stuff. Yes, okay. So let's listen to this. This is a guy that was talking to the Virginia State Police. We'll listen to this for just a little bit.
Answers, but let's talk about it.
I understand your concern. So, the reason that we're here is, I'm sure you are well aware of all the events occurring on Monday.
Correct. I am a citizen of the United States, and I understand that we have an unconstitutional Second Amendment asshole governor who is taking away our rights. Okay.
He's giving his opinion, right?
Okay, next question.
So the reason that we are here is we got a tip that somebody was coming down to the Capitol, and there was video footage of you at the Capitol, walking around the Capitol, which appeared to be checking into structures, and just seeing.
Okay. So he was walking around the Capitol, and they're perceiving it as him looking at structures. I'm assuming... Oh, this video is shot to hell anyways. Assuming that they are suspecting that he was looking for a place to place some sort of, well, a bomb.
Just getting a general surrounding of the Capitol and seeing what's going on. Knocking on pillars.
There's a big deal going on tomorrow, and he's walking around the Capitol. Knocking on pillars? Okay, that's a little bit suspicious. I admit it.
Check densities. Who knows?
To check densities.
So, we got a tip, and we're following up on some leads. So,
Gentlemen, you know why I knocked on the pillars?
I don't.
Tell me everything you two know about the pillars on the Capitol right now.
They've been there for a long time.
What else do you know about them?
What else?
They're trees. They're actually trees. Go do the tour. I knocked on them because I'm a builder and I was interested.
So they're actual trees, and he knocked on them because of his curiosity. Okay. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I just want you guys to be aware. I am going to try to do as much up-to-date coverage as I can. I'll scour the internet for the newest things and pray to God that it goes off without a hitch. Now, there was a rally, a pre-dinner rally before from the state militia. They had a few things to say. Let's listen to this for just a second.
This is not the first time there has been a temporary firearm ban in Virginia. What is going to be different about tomorrow?
All right, so he said, well, what's going to be different is there's going to be 70,000 people. Well, I don't know if there's going to be 70,000 people. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. 70,000 people, that would be a real headache. The more people, the more likelihood there is something to go wrong. It's like when you build anything. The more moving parts there are, the more likelihood there is for something to go wrong. Now, the rest of the meeting, they pretty much talk about how they are going to be under scrutiny of the world, which, yes, they are. And believe it or not, I believe that the world watching keeps everybody honest. Nobody wants to be the one that the history books point the finger at, right? Now, who's going to this rally that I'm going to be up all day scouring the internet for news and hoping to God that it's a boring day? A look at expected participants in the Virginia gun rally tomorrow, here in just a few hours. State officials and U.S. hate monitoring groups are warning about the potential for violence ahead of a gun rally rights in Virginia that's expected to draw a mix of militia, firearms advocates, and white supremacists to Richmond. They throw around the word white supremacists so flippantly lately. You know, it encompasses so many different groups that really aren't white supremacists. So, I mean, really, when I hear that anymore nowadays, it has been watered down in its meaning. Citing credible threats of violence, as we have referenced many times, the governor declared a state of emergency, banning all weapons, including guns, from the Capitol Square. But not all weapons. If you are in the Capitol Square and using a knife as part of your job, as we went over when I read the state of emergency, you're fine. You're okay. If you're using some sort of a tool that could be a weapon, but it's a tool and you're using it in your trade, you're fine. Virginia's Solicitor General last week said law enforcement had identified credible evidence that armed, out-of-state groups planned to come to Virginia with the possible intention of participating in violent insurrection. I hope not. But we will see. And if something happens, I will do my best to report it as quick as possible. Online threats of violence have been rampant. Online threats of violence are kind of always rampant. That's kind of the nature of online. That's why when people talk about online harassment, yeah, welcome to online. We all get it. I get tons of harassment online, just an insane amount. It's just kind of status quo. It's part of being on the internet nowadays. Among anti-government and far-right groups, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center, and I take the Southern Poverty Law Center with a grain of salt and everything they say. Some of the things that they say are like, why are they in a hate group? I don't understand, but okay. Which tracks white supremacists and other extremists. Conspiracy theories and other misinformation have also proliferated. Again, welcome to the internet age. A look at some of the groups that are participating. The Virginia Citizens Defense League. The Virginia Citizens Defense League, an influential grassroots gun rights organization with a long record in the state, has been the leading force behind Monday's rally. Each year on Martin Luther King, they hold a lobby day, typically attended by several hundred gun enthusiasts who rally and meet with lawmakers to discuss legislation. Nothing wrong with that. Discuss legislation. Okay, very cool. Very cool. But this year's event is expected to draw an enormous crowd, yeah. They have donated $200,000 to state lawmakers since 2002, the records show. So they've donated a decent amount. The group has emphasized the rally is intended to be peaceful and urged members not to bring long guns, saying they would be a distraction. I hope not that many people go because, like I said, the more people that go, the more likelihood there is that something's going to go wrong. The next group, Gun Owners of America. I'll just read the intro because there's quite a few. The influential pro-gun group, Gun Owners of America, describes itself as the only no-compromise gun lobby in Washington and enjoys a loyal following. The NRA, well, of course, the National Rifle Association is the best-known gun rights organization. They've distanced itself from the rally and instead held a lobby day last week. But I guarantee you a bunch of NRA members will be there, obviously. Oath Keepers. Former U.S. Army paratrooper Stuart Rhodes formed the Oath Keepers in 2009, and the group has become one of the nation's largest anti-government organizations, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center. Wow, they grew pretty quick. The 3%er movement. Okay, the 3%ers are a loosely organized movement that formed in 2008, according to the Anti-Defamation League, the Jewish civil rights organization that tracks extremist groups. On its website, the right-wing group says it isn't an anti-government militia, but we will defend ourselves when necessary. I haven't heard much about them, but I don't know. I don't know enough about them really to say. The 3%ers derive its name from the belief that just 3% of the colonists rose up to fight the British. They have vowed to resist any government that infringes on the U.S. Constitution. Now, I haven't heard much about them, but I've heard that they're a lot of bark, really. And I hope so. I don't want any action. We don't need a shot heard around the world. We just don't. We don't. Could it get bad? Anything could get bad, but I wouldn't lay too much into it. I would definitely be aware of it. But I will report as much as I can, as live as I can. It is interesting that the state police are doing door-to-door searches of people of interest. I mean, I understand they want to get people off the streets before they cause any harm, but then again, this could also make them look in a really bad light. It really could. And then the militia, the state militia, they are going to be scrutinized. The world's eyes will be on them. We will be watching them. I will, as I said, keep you as up to date as quickly as I possibly can. I thank you for your time. It is going to be a long day tomorrow. I appreciate you. Give me a thumbs up. I'll see you guys tomorrow.